Hello gamers, mod developers, and Hytale pioneers. Welcome to the Creative Generalist channel. Today, we will review a very important mod that will take your survival experience in Hytale out of the ordinary and turn it into a true simulation. We return to our desktop and open our mod manager, CurseForge. We are in the Hytale library and switch to the Discover tab. My goal is to add hunger and thirst mechanics to the game. So I type hunger directly into the search bar. Many options come up, but what I'm looking for is a much more detailed system. Right here, the EasyHunger mod is exactly what we are looking for. Let's go into this mod's page and look closely at its details. When we enter the EasyHunger page, I read the developer's notes carefully. This is not just a hunger mod, it is introduced as the most complete hunger and thirst mod. As I scroll down, I examine what the mod adds to the game. Various commands and permission settings have been added. Also, brand new items like the water bowl and waterskin have been integrated into the game. We can make the mod detect different drinks. But wait a minute, there's a very critical warning at the top of the page. It's stated that we need another mod called Multiple HUD for this mod to appear properly on the in-game HUD. There's no need for us to search for this manually because a shortcut link for the Multiple HUD mod is already provided in the description. I immediately click that link and directly transition to the relevant mods page. As you can see, this is a simple but very necessary mod. It allows multiple interface elements to appear on the screen at the same time. I click the orange Install button in the upper right corner. Within seconds, CurseForge downloads and installs this mod into my library. Now that we've installed our helper mod, we can return to the main attraction. I go back to the EasyHunger page and in the same way install this mod into my game by clicking the Install button on the top right. After ensuring both mods are installed without leaving the application, I directly click the Play button on the top right. The Hytale launcher opens, and after a short update check, we enter the game's main menu. We are at the game's main menu. Instead of testing mods in an existing world, it's always better to start with a clean slate from scratch. I go into the Worlds tab and create a new world. I select the Exploration mode as the game type. I name our world EasyHunger Test V1 in honor of the mod we'll be testing. But wait, we don't click Create World just yet. First, we must go into the Settings menu on the bottom left and check if the mods we downloaded are enabled in this world. I look at the list, EasyHunger and Multiple HUD are listed, and their boxes are checked. We save the settings, generate our world, and move to the loading screen. Alright, we've entered our game world. Our character spawns inside a dimly lit, moss-covered ancient temple. With quick steps, I push open the temple's large wooden doors and step outside into the sunlight. If you pay attention to the screen, thanks to the Multiple HUD mod, our hunger and thirst bars are active and visible right from the start of the game. Only over time, depending on the effort we exert and the environment we are in, will these bars slowly deplete, and they will refill when we consume food or drinks. While running around, some berry bushes catch my eye. I immediately approach them and harvest the wild berries on them. Of course, we can't survive on fruit alone. We need to craft basic tools. To speed up the flow of the video and provide a concise narrative, we skip some parts of the initial wood gathering and tool crafting stages in the edit. I quickly open my inventory and the pocket crafting menu. With the materials I gathered, I craft myself a basic stone hatchet. I don't have to punch trees anymore. After chopping trees with the hatchet and gathering wood, I also craft a stone pickaxe. Right now, as you see on the screen, I'm smashing the large rocks by the river with this pickaxe and getting sturdier stone blocks. My goal is to quickly build a workbench so we can craft more complex items, and most importantly, the tools we need to drink water, like a cup, water bowl, and water skin. I place the workbench I crafted on the grass right next to the river. When I click on the table and open its interface, I see that I've unlocked the first tier of items. The empty water bowl immediately catches my eye in the list. I craft this water bowl using the wooden sticks in my inventory. So, how will we drink water? It's very simple. We approach the riverbank and can fill our container by right-clicking towards the water with the bowl or any water-holding item in our hand. When I drink the water, we see that my character's thirst bar fills up to a safe level. Berries will only sustain us for a short time. For a solid survival adventure, we need protein, meaning meat. At the same time, we need to craft a water skin, because a water skin can hold much more water than a bowl and quenches thirst much more efficiently. And for that, we need leather. Hoping to find some leather and maybe a little meat, we head out to hunt. While moving along the river, I spot a fox and hunt it down. However, thick leather dropped from the fox. That's not suitable for crafting a water skin. We need thin leather. I run deeper into the forest and stumble upon a herd of cows. Although hunting the cows provides a good amount of meat, they also drop medium-thickness leather. It won't work for the water skin, but getting plenty of meat was great. Finally, I find a rabbit hopping around and some sheep near the water. By hunting them as well, we successfully obtained those valuable thin leathers we were looking for. Now we have our thin leather for the water skin. Also, yes, consuming raw meat is highly inefficient for satisfying hunger compared to cooked meat and has very little effect. However, when cooked, they become much healthier and highly satiating. To complete this sequence of events, I grab my materials and return to our shelter in that ancient temple we prepared earlier. We trimmed these parts a bit in the edit, but it's worth mentioning verbally. I had already set up the campfire and the tanning rack where we will process the leathers in the shelter. I immediately process the thin leathers I obtained on the tanning rack, and then we craft our first water skin. We made our water skin. Now, to show the animation better, I sit down in the shelter and drink water from our water skin. There's a very important detail here. While a fully filled water skin can be drunk from exactly 10 times, a bowl can only be drunk from 2 times. Despite this, the amount of thirst quenched by the bowl is far, far below even a single sip taken from the water skin. In fact, when you drink from the water skin, you can see that it quenches a massive amount of thirst even in a single go. So, in a one-to-one comparison, the water skin is far superior to the bowl in terms of thirst-quenching rates, per unit, and total storage capacity, making it a truly vital tool. After satisfying our hunger and drinking our water, we step outside again, and that's when we encounter the real face of the game: wild wolves. As a precaution against them, we set up spiked traps and lured them toward us. We have our weapons, but there is one part where we were careless. Our health bar is not completely full. Furthermore, hunger and a certain amount of thirst had begun to manifest in our character. Hunger at a certain level is not immediately lethal, but it slows you down. The character cannot sprint, meaning our fast evasion maneuvers are completely cancelled. Even though we somehow managed to take down the first wolf, attacking the second wolf without recovering, while hungry, thirsty, wounded, and without the ability to run, was a huge risk. As a result, as you can see on the screen, our end was a bitter death. It's thanks to this mod that the game takes on a very serious tone, and you experience a true survival, even a hardcore survival experience. After respawning and retrieving our items, I noticed the glowing golds at the bottom of the water. Since I'm already in the water, I pull out my pickaxe and dive to the bottom. I want to put a special emphasis on this underwater mining adventure. This mod works much more sensitively and realistically than other standard hunger mods, because the rate of getting hungry and thirsty directly depends on the type of effort you exert. So, environmentally effective efforts like holding your breath underwater and mining with a heavy pickaxe will make you hungry and thirsty much faster than a normal walk. We've tested this by experiencing it firsthand and shown it to you. We returned to our base with the ores we collected. Now it's time to examine that magnificent configuration panel which demonstrates the mod's flexibility in all its details. We type /ehconfig into the chat line with OP privileges, and the panel opens. In the Foods and Drinks tabs, we can see exactly how much hunger or thirst every single food item in the game restores. But the real deal is in the Config tab. Here you can fine-tune everything like hunger rate, effort multipliers, and environmental factors. To test it, I increase the rate at which thirst depletes, and I pull the hunger depletion rate and the damage taken from starvation to exaggerated, so to speak, one-shotting levels. Of course, the settings are already active instantly. My hunger bar starts to melt away within seconds. Even though I try to eat something, because of these absurd multipliers I set, the drop is so fast that my consumption rate can't keep up. My character takes massive starvation damage and collapses to the ground in seconds. Here we understand this. It's not just the harshness of nature, but careless and absurdly leveled changes you make from the settings as an admin can render the game completely unplayable. The solution to this, of course, is to bring the settings back to a balanced level or revert them to their initial normal default values. So, after respawning, we opened the panel and reverted to the default settings. Even these standard settings add a perfectly playable, sufficiently challenging, and incredibly realistic experience to the game. If you are playing alone or on a multiplayer server and are an admin, you can see how this mod's configuration settings provide you with massive possibilities. My recommendation is that you continue with the normal settings, but if you want to experience more challenging, different experiences, or if you want to include new drinks and foods in the game, we have shown you to some extent that you can make flexible adjustments according to every situation and your needs thanks to the mod's configuration. We've reached the end of this great guide that takes survival mechanics to a whole new level in Hytale. If you found this video helpful, be sure to check out other videos on our channel for more content on game development processes and mod reviews. Please share with us in the comments the topics or content you wish to see on our channel or want us to prioritize. If you enjoyed this fun experiment and would like to see more interactive content like this to give you new insights, check out what else we have on our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to get notifications for new videos. See you again soon, and thanks for watching.